Ooh, it's a little bit moody out today. But you know we're making it west because we slept last night in a Flying J parking lot. And when I'm out west, I tend to either stay here or at a Love's parking lot, so it's nice. I almost feel like I'm the most at home when I'm sleeping in one of these parking lots. I get the best night's sleeps here. It was a very abnormally warm day yesterday. Tomorrow night is supposed to be 20 degrees, but last night for some reason it was 60, so I just used my new handy dandy blanket, slept on top of my comforter. And for those of you guys who are following along, I'm about an hour west of St. Louis in Missouri. So yesterday we drove an additional 7-8 hours from where I was in my last video. So we are making progress across the country. My hair looks ridiculous. I feel like whenever I start these videos, I just start talking like everybody who is watching this video currently knows who I am. I know there's probably some new people here that are like, who is this guy? What does he do? And why am I watching this video? And I don't know why you're watching this video, but my name's Ryan. I live in the back of my self-converted camper van. I travel all over the place, been up to Alaska. Right now, I'm currently on a road trip from Maryland back to California, where I'm building out a Japanese mini truck into a camper. So there's your quick synopsis. And right now I'm getting what I call a Vanlife morning shower. I also love camping at gas stations because my Keurig makes the worst coffee. And whenever I stay here, I can just run in and get a gas station coffee, which are like 15 million times better than my Keurig. And I think today's gonna be a hot day because my hair looks extra crazy. So the reason that I spent the first 2 days pretty much driving 10 hours a day is because I wanted to get as much of the driving out of the way as possible and then kind of take my time over the next part of the journey. Also, I'm sure some of you have noticed my wonderful pile of dishes that is still here from my last video and are wondering why I'm a disgusting pig and haven't done my dishes yet in 2 days and have been letting them sit there. And the answer to that, if you can notice by my water pump currently being turned off because it was running continuously, I have no water. So that's one of those missions that we're gonna have to accomplish today, is finding some water to fill up the tank so I can do my dishes. Okay, maybe it is a little bit colder outside than it was in the van. It's always so tempting. So I've been trying to eat a little bit healthier whenever I can. I'm not forcing myself to eat crazy healthy every meal, but whenever I can, I want to choose the healthier options. So today, instead of a 700 calorie, gooey, cheesy bacon, egg, and cheese on French toast, we got hard-boiled eggs and grapes. But there is one more thing I want to get done before we head out of here. Shave off this disgrace of a beard. I can't forget, clean up the good old stash. What do you think? All right, time to get out of this gas station parking lot and onward with whatever we're doing today. And I think the first stop of today's journey is across the highway over at Walmart, pick up some groceries. Bada bing, bada boom. I went in there with the thought of just picking up stuff, like general grocery stuff, like bread, cheese, meat, all that kind of stuff. Ooh. But then when I was in there, I remembered how much I love potato leek soup and that I have been looking for an excuse to make potato leek soup because it's probably my favorite soup of all time and I have never made it myself. I've always gotten it at restaurants and I've been wanting to make it for a while, so we got ourselves some leeks, we got ourselves some potatoes. Tonight, we're gonna make potato leek soup and I'm very excited about it. Let's go with these groceries put away and then go find ourselves place to camp tonight. So for some reason the only option Walmart had for potatoes was this 5-pound gigantic bag. We're gonna have to get a little bit creative with potato recipes over the next few days. Get rid of these things, they're so heavy too. I hope this doesn't make my cabinet fly open while I'm driving. And these leeks are massive. I don't even know if these are gonna fit in my fridge. Shove them in there diagonally. There we go, perfect fit. Kind of. Groceries, put away, coffee, half drink. I think it is time to hit the road once more. So we are currently in Missouri and we're not that far from the Ozarks and the Lake of the Ozarks, but I think I want to get back into the wilderness a little bit. So I think I'm gonna go look for a camp spot in the national forest somewhere down some Forest Service road. And basically I'm just gonna drive around till I find one. And then on the way there, I gotta fill up my water tank so that I can do my dishes and survive.
So I went to go switch out my battery on my camera, just because sometimes when I unplug it, the mic stopped working. I checked the mics and they weren't working, so I went back and checked all the footage and realized that since I got to this campsite, not a single piece of the audio that I have recorded has been recorded. So I'm assuming I'm going to do something after this recording to try to recover that whole section. But yeah, we are in the middle of making our potato leek soup. We've got our leeks all chopped up. We've got our potatoes just about ready to chop up. And basically, I'm going to try to do my best to salvage this video if I can. I apologize. Technical difficulties.
So this is Ryan from the future editing this video. And basically all I did when I got to the campsite was get out and give you guys a tour, but I do that again once I realized that the mic was off. But I picked up some water on the way here because I wasn't able to find a place to fill up my water tanks. I peeled some potatoes, I chopped up some leeks, did a few other things, and that's pretty much it, so I'll send you back to the video.
I did cut my finger when I was cutting through the leeks, so that means on this trip I've had 2 finger snips. This one with a peeler, I was peeling and I shaved off a piece of my finger. I guess since you missed a majority of it, I will take you outside real quick and show you this campsite that we're at. So we pulled off down this forest road out here in the Mark Twain National Forest in Missouri. I drove down this gravel road right here for a little while, and then I found this pull-off right here. And when you're in a place like this, until you get basically to Texas, the closest thing you're going to find to BLM land, which is, if you don't know, it's Bureau of Land Management owned land, aka public lands that you can use to camp and do whatever you want on. But until you get to Texas, there really isn't much of it, and the only thing you're going to be able to find that's similar to it is national forests, which is where I currently am. There's a lot of public use free spaces like this that you can find, and that's where I'm currently at. And they have maps where the boundaries of the national forest are, so you can make sure that the spot that you're at is actually on Forest Service land. And we did that, and this is our spot. Now we are cutting up our leeks from our potato leek. We've peeled our potatoes. I cut my finger. And now we're gonna finish the prep and hopefully finish this, and hopefully you guys see this video. At least we didn't get too far into the cooking process, so maybe I will be able to recover it. So now that we've got our leeks cut up, I'm going to cut up our potatoes into little tiny little small little cubes. And it's nice being out here in the winter because I can leave all my doors open and just kind of cook and not have to worry about bugs or anything getting in here. And I'm kind of just hoping that I have enough potato here. I think I do. I needed 2 pounds of potatoes and I don't have a scale, so I just kind of eyeballed. No, I needed 1 pound. So I just kind of eyeballed it, and like 4 somewhat decent sized potatoes seemed like they were about 1 pound. Some of them were pretty small. So I have had a lot of people, my finger really hurts. I have had a lot of people comment and tell me to release a Vanlife cookbook. The thing with releasing a Vanlife cookbook is I don't have a lot of Ryan Toomey recipes. A lot of my stuff is just kind of found online. I do have a few that I've cooked on this channel before that are like recipes that I came up with, but 90% of the time I am just following a recipe. So maybe once I build up more of a log of my own original recipes, I'll do something like a cookbook. I really hope you guys see this video because I'm actually excited to make this potato leek soup. If not, I'm just talking to myself right now, and I will have to remake potato leek soup in another video. Something like that back in the day when I first started YouTube, like getting a bunch of footage and realizing the mic wouldn't work, would have really made me mad. Probably would have ruined my whole day and I would have just given up on filming, but I've kind of learned to have a little bit more patience with things like that and just kind of try to make the best of it, because you never know. Maybe when I go to edit this, it'll turn into something great. Maybe it won't. But if I had just given up filming, I would have never known now, would I? And you guys would not know the beauty of potato leek soup cooked in Missouri. Also, it's very big in the Irish culture. I think it was actually made by a Frenchman, but you can pretty much find potato leek soup at any Irish pub or anywhere you go to. And when I was in Ireland with my family, we went to Connemara and we stayed at this hotel. I think it was the Renville House. And whoever the chef at that Renville House is, that was some of the best food that I've ever had in my entire life. So if anyone knows the chef at the Renville House in Connemara, Ireland, let me know. Tell him I need his potato leek soup recipe. And I'm excited. In order to make this soup, you need an immersion blender. I've never used one before, but I bought one at Walmart today. Potatoes, leeks, main components of the dish done. Now, move on to the garlic. Oh my gosh. That is the biggest clove of garlic I have ever seen. I was going to say I need 3, but I think I only need 1. That is a massive clove of garlic. You ever seen something like that? But we're just going to kind of smash this thing. Like that. And I think that's all the prep we need to do. Get the fire on. Beautiful. And we've got some Irish Kerrygold butter. Kind of sucks there's no measurements on this, so I don't know how much I'm cutting, but I'm gonna chop what I think I need. Throw that in the pan, let that get nice and melted. And then once we get this nice and melted up, we'll just start adding stuff and making our soup. All right, throw in our smashed garlic and then our leeks. And we'll kind of just cook these until they're a little bit wilted, right around 10 minutes. And then we'll start adding in the other stuff. It's also like super quiet out here in the forest. That's the thing that's weird about camping in the winter is when you're camping in the cold, I don't have my fans running, obviously, because it's cold. And when I'm in places like this, it's like completely silent. And it just gets creepy, so a lot of the times I will run like white noise on my phone or just turn the diesel heater on, because I don't like being able to hear everything outside. It creeps me out. All right, it has been about 10 minutes, so now we can add our potatoes, chicken broth, some salt, pepper. And remember, you can always add, you can't take out, so add it bit by bit as you go. 2 of these beautiful bay leaves, and then a few sprigs of thyme. And now we just gotta bring this to a boil and then turn it down to simmer, let it cook for about 15 minutes. And that's gonna soften those potatoes, get everything nice and incorporated, all those flavors infused. And I think while I wait for that, I'm gonna start getting the toast all cooked up. And just make some quick, easy pieces of toast. Get some oil on these bad boys. Then we'll just wait for this pan to get nice and hot. Toast these bad boys up. And then I'm gonna hit them with some salt, I think. I'm not gonna lie though, I think this is the worst loaf of sourdough bread I've ever gotten. It's so dense. And as these come off, I'm just gonna hit them with a little bit of finishing salt there. And I think our leek soup is just about boiling. Get that covered up. Turn the heat down to a nice little simmer. And we'll let that cook for about 10 to 15 minutes depending on how soft the potatoes get. All right. Soup has been simmering for around 15 minutes, so I think it is good to go. First thing we got to do is fish out our bay leaves and our thyme, and then we can go in here with our new immersion blender and blend it all up. I've never used one of these before. Feels very dangerous. Let me keep my fingers far away from that. But I think we just stick it in there, go to town. Alright, we've got it to somewhat good consistency, so now I'm going to add just about, and I'm going to eyeball this, half a cup of heavy cream, and then continue blending until it's nice and smooth. I think that is just about it. Aside from some finishing touches, give that a taste, see if it needs any salt or pepper or anything. That's pretty good. I think you can use a little bit more salt though, just a little sprinkle. Also just a little bit more pepper. Look at that, that is such a beautiful looking soup. Oh, so good. Now it's time for some finishing touches and then plating. Or I guess plating and then finishing touches. Serve ourselves a bowl. Scoop us up some of this delicious looking soup. And then just to finish it off, I'm gonna add some bacon bits, but I didn't buy any bacon bits, so I'm just gonna chop up some of this pre-cooked bacon and use that, along with some fresh chives. There we go. Well, that should be enough. And after a bit of cleaning up the van, we can top it with our bacon bits, our chives. And that, my friend, is some Vanlife potato leek soup. Get some of this toast in there, some of those bacon bits. Cheers. I don't know, something else in there, it might make it a little better, or a little bit heartier, maybe with some more bacon bits or some ham. So good. Definitely doesn't compare to the potato leek soup I had in Connemara, but man, it is so good. And it's a funny thing, I actually used to hate soup. Not necessarily the taste, but just the idea of eating soup for a meal. I would never order one, like 2 or 3 years ago, because I just felt like they weren't filling enough to justify ordering it, but if you get a nice hearty soup, like this one, it can be so good and so filling. If I had to give this one a rating on my rating scale, the dish overall, easily a 9 out of 10. Not my dish specifically, but potato leek soup itself. This version of potato leek soup, I'd say 6.9 out of 10. Absolutely delicious. Just, I think it's lacking somewhere. I think it needs a little bit more salt or something, but still. I mean, soup is the best winter meal. I'm really starting to hate these shorter days. It's barely 5 o'clock. and it's like, sun's already gone. I thought they were supposed to be taking away daylight savings time. Making it not a thing anymore. What happened to that? But yeah, anyways, new tool added to the Ryan Cook repertoire, an immersion blender. Nice little candle lit over here, smelling heavenly. My girlfriend got me that for our 4-year anniversary. But I do want to hop in and play some Xbox because I haven't played in a little bit and I don't have any service. Well, I don't have the best service. I don't have gaming like online type of service, so it gives me an excuse to play some Starfield after I paid $100 for it and maybe played it 5 times. For anyone who's new here and doesn't know my gaming setup, gaming monitor there, Xbox Series S, Velcro to the wall down there, inverter, powers everything. I can play for like 3 days before my battery would run out. And I really didn't get far into the story in this game because I only played it a couple times before I kind of was over it, but we're gonna give it another try. Definitely a beautiful game. I just don't think maybe it's Bethesda, if anyone's familiar with gaming or not. I just don't think Bethesda games are really my thing. I just love space, so I thought maybe I would like this one. All right, I think that's enough Starfield for one night. Honestly, this game just confuses me. Don't really know what I'm doing 90% of the time, but candle smells good, so that's nice. The sun has completely set. I hate doing this at night because it scares me, but it is pitch black outside. Can't see anything. Close that back up, and it is getting kind of cold, so I think I'm gonna turn on my heater. Let it get nice and warm in here, and I might put on a movie if I can get enough internet from my phone, and then go to bed. So I truly appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already, please think about clicking that subscribe button. It really does help out the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.